Hey everyone, welcome back to another edition of, like stats type stuff. Hey, so our goal today is learn how to sample well, and we are going to conduct some simple random samples. You'll see this acronym used very, very often in statistics, the SRS, the simple random sample. Hey, so going back to what we did just a little while ago, maybe a couple days ago, I don't know. Poor sampling methods, they produce bias, right? So what we're focusing on today is not convenience or voluntary. We're focusing on a good way of sampling, creating a sample that is representative of your population. And we're going to do this by, like I said, a simple random sample. So the SRS, before we actually do some simple random samples, let's define a couple things real quick. So first off, we need to know what random means in terms of statistics. What does random mean? Random. So like in everyday language, you might like be with your buddies or something and say, "Oh, dude, you're so random." But that's definitely a different meaning than it is in statistics. So in statistics, random refers to the outcome or the process, I guess, the outcome of some chance process. So if I shuffle a deck of cards and ask you to pick one, like that's a chance process. Rolling a pair of die, that's another chance process. And it's also some of the things that we're going to do today. The simple random samples use a chance process. So now the SRS, the simple random sample, what that means is the simple random sample means every individual has an equal chance of being selected. Every individual has an equal chance of being selected. Okay, so with all that said, let's try to do a couple simple random samples. There's 3 different methods that we're going to learn about in this course, 3 different ways to conduct a simple random sample. So the first way to conduct, we'll actually say that, conducting an SRS, simple random sample. There's 3 different ways. So the first way we're going to talk about is, I don't know what to call it, names in a hat. So what we would do on this one is, first thing you want to do is, well, need to label. So if we're going to use this method to do our SRS, we would just put every name on a slip of paper, put every name on a slip of paper, and then we're going to need to do some random process. We're going to need to randomize. So how you randomize if you're using the names in a hat method is shuffle in a hat. So I'll just get all 10 of these names, put them on a slip of paper, maybe fold them up, throw them in a hat, and then just start shuffling them. And then the last thing you would do to complete this is select, or we could just like essentially name the individual selected. And that's all there is to it. So you actually get credit for this on the AP Stats exam. If a question asks you to conduct an SRS or randomly assign people to a group or something, you can absolutely choose that method. Just put names into a hat and then shuffle them up and then select. All right, so not really feasible if you have a large set though. Like if I'm trying to randomly select 1,000 people in the city of Farmington to ask their views on like building a new water park or something, I'm not going to put all the residents of Farmington onto a slip of paper and then randomly select 1,000 of those. It's just not going to work. So anyways, there's different ways to conduct SRSs. The second thing that we're going to learn about is using technology, conducting a simple random sample when we're using technology. So we're still going to start off with labeling. we're going to label. We're going to label numerically from 1 up to the population number, the capital N here. However many people represents our population. We're a number starting at 1, going up to capital N. Hey, so let's do that real quick. So I've got Jim is number 1, Dwight's 2, 3, 4, 5, Angela's 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so once we're done labeling, just like the names in the hat, we need to go through some random process. So hey, our random process in this scenario will be, we're going to use this function on our calculator. It's called rand int. It will select random integers for us. So hey, let me show you how to get there on a calculator. So from your home screen here, turn the calculator on and then click on math, or I guess not really clicking, but anyhow, go to math and then you're actually going to go to probability, P-R-O-B. Rand, that just selects like a random floating number, I think, from 0 to 1. That's not what we want. We want to select a random integer. Perfect. So that is set up correctly. Awesome. So hey, the lower number is where we're starting our list at, which is 1. Upper is the population size, essentially, which here is 10. And I'm selecting 3 individuals from that list. So 1, 10, 3. Rand int, hit enter, and it will select 3 random integers for you. So I've selected 3, 8, and 10. So now we select. The numbers I got were 3, 8, and 10. So the individuals that are actually going to be involved in my sample are, it's like Michael, Jan, and Andy. Interesting composition. I've got Michael, Jan, and Andy. Awesome. So hey, calculators are certainly not the best way to randomly select. Like, there we go. This one right here, I've got 3, 3, and 2. So that's an issue because I don't want to select Michael as number 3, right? I don't want to select him twice. I want to select without replacement. I don't want to select the same person twice. So if you ever see this, you would just skip on to the next one. And here I have the same 2 integers, so I'll do it again. And this is what I want. I want 3 unique integers. That way I select 3 different individuals. And another issue with calculators is, somebody coded this random integer function into the calculator, and it relies on a seed number. So if we were doing this in class, we might all get the exact same results if I just kept on doing this. So there's a couple of issues with using technology, and that's why we have this awesome thing called table of random digits. Using a table of random digits. All right, so hey, using a table of random digits, we're still going to start off with labeling. So when you label, you want to use the same number of digits. Show you what I mean by that. So we have an issue here. Remember, the simple random sample, we want everybody to have an equal chance of being selected. But on this one, I don't have the same number of digits. Jim, 1 digit, 1 digit, 1 digit, all the way up to Andy, which has 2 digits. So that is our issue. So you have a couple ways around this. What I can do is just add a 0 in front of everybody's number. 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0, 5, 0, 6. And now we all have 2 digits. So you want to use the same number of digits, and you want to keep the number of digits as small as possible. Like I wouldn't have wanted to go to like 1,000 for Jim, 1,001 for Dwight, and so on and so on. Another way you could have done this is, like I said, to use the same number of digits and the least amount of digits possible is just start off at 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and finally 9. This is what I'm actually going to go with. I want the same number of digits, and I want the number of digits to be as small as possible. Okay, so for the randomization process, we are going to skip repeats, and then we can select. So the random process on this is definitely going to a table of random digits. So I just Googled table of random digits and clicked on one that looked like AP Stats related. And hey, let me go there real quick, show you what the table of random digits look like. So this is it. So the lines are not a part of the actual table. That just gives you a reference point on where to start. So like if I was giving you a homework assignment, I might tell you to start on 112 before you start making your selections. So let's just start off on the first line, line 101. And what I'm going to do is just go through and get 3 people selected. And again, I'm going to skip repeats. So the 1 there, that definitely is a good thing. I want person number 1, that'll work. The 9, so I've got already selected, I've got 1, I've got 9. And then I'm only selecting 3 people, so then I'm going to go and choose person number 2. I've got 1, 9, and 2. If I was selecting 4 people, you see how the 2 came up again? I would actually skip that and go to person number 3. So again, we want to select each person 1 time, and you're going to be skipping repeats. And hopefully you see why I wanted to use 1 digit. Had I been using 2 digits for each person, like remember when I said Jim is person 0, number 1, and then Dwight is person 0, 2, and so on and so on. So if I would have done that instead, I'm looking at 2 digits at a time. So like 19, that doesn't occur. I never had a person labeled as 19. Never had a person labeled as 22. Never had a person labeled at 39. Didn't have a person labeled at 50 or 34. I did have somebody labeled 05 though. So again, that's why you want to use the smallest amount of digits possible. It'll make this process a lot quicker. So again, if I started off on line 101, I would have selected person 1, 9, and 2. Let me just go back to my, the notes type thing. Possibly. All right, so I selected 192 from my table of random digits, which led me to pick Dwight, Oscar, and number 2 was Michael. All right, hey, so that's different ways of conducting SRSs. We'll talk more about this in class, and I'll give you some more complex examples. So hey guys, thanks for watching. See you in class. Bye-bye.